You don't have to go crazy with it, but it is a rabbit hole that I greatly enjoy going down. What is up, you guys? I'm Sid, and today we are going to be talking about having kids and being low waste, eco-friendly, non-toxic, that sort of thing. Granola, hippie crunchy stuff. Some of you guys might know I have a son who is like 3.5 years old. I've done videos in the past a little bit about pregnancy, cloth diapers, sleeping on the floor, and I also did videos when I was pregnant on how to have an amazing baby shower and how to have an amazing gender reveal, like for cheap, quick, easy. But we're gonna switch that to like an eco-friendly gear because that's what I've been on the past few years, is this eco-friendly kick, like this lifestyle change, okay? So it's actually really easy to have a low tox, low waste kid. If you are conscious of how you get your clothes, how you get your stuff instead of toys, maybe how you get your books and how you get your furniture and things like that, you know, instead of buying things new from big corporations, I buy things secondhand. Like 99.9% of my books are from thrift books. Same with my movies. Same with all of my son's books and movies. His toys are secondhand. I am lucky enough to have a resale shop in my local area. There's a few actually. There's probably some by you too, unless you live on like an island somewhere. But if you live on an island somewhere, then sticks are a great toy for your kid. You know, you don't have to always get the cool new toys. You can just use natural items as toys for your kid. That's also very kind of Montessori, Waldorf, which I'm also very into as well. I don't strictly label it that, but I'm a hippie mom. I'm sure there'll be other videos on how to raise a kid more just kind of spiritually aware and things like that, but that's a totally different subject. But just how to have a low tox, low waste child, it's kind of tricky to get both because some of the low waste things have toxic stuff in them still. Like if you go to a resale shop, you're not going to get the cool organic cotton clothing. Usually, sometimes you might find it, but instead of a resale shop, it might be on Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace. Those are going to be your best friends too. Or if you want to go with more of the low tox rather than low waste, sometimes you have to prioritize. Do you want it to be low waste and low tox? That's going to be kind of hard to find. You sometimes have to pick if you want it to be low waste or low tox. But you can get things new, low tox, and they're also good companies usually if they're truly low tox. I might leave in the description some brands that I like, but I don't really want to say any and then find information on them that, you know, they're not as great as I thought later down the road. So I'm not going to name drop any specific brands in this video. Sorry to disappoint you. There's probably other people who do that. I'm just kind of giving you an introduction to this topic to be more conscious with your kids. It's really important to obviously eat healthy when you're pregnant, but also what are you putting on your skin? What makeup are you wearing? Things like that are things that you might want to think about if you're pregnant and you want to have a low tox baby, as I keep calling it in this video. You just need to be conscious of what you're putting on your skin, what you're cleaning your house with, things like that. And you don't have to go crazy with it, but it is a rabbit hole that I greatly enjoy going down. And if you're watching this video, you probably do too. I find that simplicity is best. Also, doing things yourself is great too, which then gets into more complex. But at the end of the day, the actual concept of doing something yourself is more simple than this whole supply chain we got going on to get the cleaning products in the stores, if you catch my drift. And if you're wondering, like for birthday parties and stuff like that, when people want to give your kid something, you can make a wish list of maybe those low tox products and clothing and stuff like that you want for your kid, or maybe some really great Montessori toys that are like wooden instead of plastic that you want to pick out from good brands, and you can put on an online wish list and say, you know what, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whoever, if you really want to get so-and-so something, I made this list of things that, you know, I really would like to get him. Or if people are going to go out to the store and buy something new, then it's okay to keep the stuff that people get for your kid new. Because if my son is having a birthday party and somebody gets him some new cool toy that he really likes, I'm not going to be like, okay, we have to return it and get something else. Like, I'm not going to do that, you know? If he really is kind of like, you know, it's not the coolest thing ever, another kid would like it more, if, you know, he's mature enough to make that own decision, then sweet. Double thumbs up. Good decision. For example, when it comes to things like Halloween or Easter, we trade in candy for a toy that I have in my toy stash in my basement, specifically for things like that. If everybody else is eating a shit ton of candy and I don't want him to eat that, I ask him, do you want to trade in your candy for a toy? He will always say yes, because the toy is cooler than that temporary high of the candy. So usually on Halloween night, he'll eat a few pieces, and then the next day he's like, okay, I'm ready to trade in this for a toy. If I get to that super hippie point where I really want nothing to do with even the smallest amount, then I will ask him then and there, instead of all of this candy, can we trade it in right now before you eat any of it? On Easter, I pretty much do the same thing. So far at social gatherings, we eat whatever crap is there, but I obviously prefer to make my own food at home that is healthier. I've watched other videos of people say that they bring their own food to events, and that's great, and I'll probably do that in the future, to be honest, but I'm just not at that point quite yet. I guess the gist of this video is that you are the one who knows best. You are the one who knows your own unique priorities, and you're going to have to be the one to do the research as to what brands you are going to enjoy. This video is just to give you a little introduction, a little push, a little sign maybe when it pops up on your feed that yeah, it is a good decision to be more aware of these things, okay? So let me know what you guys do, what hippie mom things you guys do, what ideas do you guys have? I feel like my biggest thing is that I loved the cloth diapering. It was so easy. If you want more information on that, check out that video. And also just making a wish list for at least the people closest to me, like my mom will get something off of the wish list. Maybe not all of my aunts will, but most of them will, and that is a huge help. Once your child gets older, just talking to them about these things is going to be really helpful, because when my son was probably just a couple months old, maybe a year old, he knew the difference between what was garbage, what was recycle, and he knows the difference better than my mom and my brother do, to be honest. And I really don't know how he knows. He's just seen so many examples of it. Whenever there is something, when he was a little baby, I was like, oh, that's garbage, or oh, that's recycle. And he just is able to tell if something is recyclable in our area better than anybody else I know, quite honestly, besides me. A week before Halloween, my son will talk about how he's going to eat a couple pieces of candy, and the next day he wants to trade it in for a toy if I will let him. And I say, yes, dude, of course you can. Whenever we see food in the store, he will ask me, does that have good ingredients in it or bad ingredients in it? Yes, he does try to persuade me to get stuff with bad ingredients, and he says that he likes the taste of certain bad ingredients. He knows that I read the ingredient labels on just about everything that has an ingredient label, and he always asks me, does that have good or bad ingredients? And then I catch him telling my mom, oh, Nani, that has bad ingredients in it. Don't eat it or don't use it. When the grass gets sprayed with fertilizer, he gets so upset because he doesn't want them to spray our grass with chemicals. He wants to be able to lay in the grass. It's moments like that that really melts my heart. Moments like that make me really love being a mom and being a hippie mom, having a hippie kid. Like I said, this video has been super general, so I'm sorry we didn't get into super specific things, but if you guys have any questions or ideas of specific things within this topic, I would love to talk about it. So as always, sending so much love to you guys, expecting parents, parents who are trying to get more hippie. I love it. I love that for you. Come again soon if you want. Peace out.